In October of 2002, I got surrounded by cops once again, got in a high-speed chase, and got busted with a lot of drugs, another gun, and went back to the county jail. And I knew then that it was over.
What was it
And
like
they offered.
I was gonna say, like,
What's
what
that?
happened? Like, what how did you even get busted? Like, what had occurred? Like, were the feds watching you for a while?
Well, so had a PAL warrant because I stopped going to the parole office. So what they do, they put a PAL warrant out for you, parolee at large, and so they were after me. And then one of my friends got in trouble in one of my rent-a-cars because I had a couple rent-a-cars. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and there was a Tech 9 back there and a bunch of other stuff, and they're like calling me saying, "Hey, do you want to come get your stuff?" Which of course I'm not going to do it. So now I got, the South County Sheriff's looking for me and the parole department and whatever law enforcement coming after me. So I would only stay in California for like 24 hours, and then I'd take off to Arizona, and then from Arizona I'd go to Idaho because I knew if I stayed too long, that they would end up finding me. And one day I stayed, one time I came back and I stayed too long, and they found me, and they surrounded me in a rental car, and I had a gun on my lap, and I don't know, a couple pounds of meth, and I ran, because I knew that I had to get away. But of course, they already had the helicopter there, so they know that I run, so they had the helicopter there and had a high speed chase, and you know they got me. I was
So
jumping fences, and pouring meth in pools and whatever, trying to get rid of it. But yeah, they got me again,
so
But this
when
time, luckily, I didn't hurt nobody in the high speed chase because my last high speed chase actually hit a crossing guard. On
damn.
my motorcycle, I clipped the crossing guard. So it wasn't what the only reason why I'm out today is because my third strike was not a violent felony; it was a non-violent felony. You know,
But if you
and
would have hit someone, then yeah, it would have been a whole
well, yeah,
different.
if I would have hit somebody or whatever, it would have been a violent felony. In 2000, I want to say 15, they changed the laws, which stated that Prop 57, if a third striker had a non-violent felony, he can go to board as long as he has 15 or more years in. He can go to board to get out. And at the time, I had 20 years in, so I went to board, and here I am. I got by the grace of God, I'm getting a second chance at life, and I'm not going to take that for granted for 1 second.
When you went into court, like, and did you have to do a whole trial, or what was like the whole court process like when you got in trouble for this last time?
So when I went into court the first time, the judge literally laughed when he read my charges. He just laughed,
He knew you.
and they were off. Yeah, well, he didn't know me, but he just read the case, and then with my past, he just laughed and said, "Yeah, this is a three-strike case. I'm bounding him over to Superior Court." I knew when I got in trouble that it was over. Um, so they were offering me 107 years to life, and
Sheesh.
so that went on for a while. But I pled guilty to the mercy of the court, trying to get the Romero Act. And what the Romero Act does is it strikes a strike, and you get like 10 years, and you don't get a life sentence. But that didn't happen. And they ended up giving me 28 to life.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from one of my interviews I did in the past. Please hit subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Also, if you want to watch the full interview, I'll put a link in the description. Or you can hit the button on the screen to watch the full interview.